What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another Sister Wives video, and this one is season 3 episode 13. So with that being said, please make sure you start off by hitting that subscribe button, smashing that like button, notification bells on, and with that being said, let's get into it.
My options are concerned, I want the hobby room, which will be an office for me.
Listen, boom. This is now episode actually 14. I did episode 13 and there was literally nothing to talk about because it was literally them doing a road trip and learning history on a guy called Joseph Smith and so much other stuff when it comes to the polygamous lifestyle. And really and truly, there was nothing for me to actually report on the actual family. It was literally about them doing a road trip that took them to different places and different researches about polygamy. The people that had come before them, people that they're related to, people that were then executed. So yeah, boom, bam. So nonetheless, we're here on episode 14 instead now. With that being said though, as you just heard, now we're back to that episode. We're now back to where they're planning their homes. And Robyn just said that she wants a room that is going to be an office. Can somebody please let me know, what does Robyn need an office for? Seriously, I want to know. What does she need an office for? I'm baffed. I'm baffed. She don't work. She's never worked in the reality of it, you know what I mean? But anyway, we continue.
Don't consider Joe that much of a control person as everybody else does. Just because I watched him with his family, the way that he says everybody get loaded now and they all do it, I think it's because they just respect him fully.
Okay, so we got Joe and his 3 wives. I believe 2 of them are twins. And then the other one came in about 11 years later or something like that. You can do it 10 years later, give or take, whatever, yeah. But it's just interesting because Mary's like, I like the way Joe does. Joe's got his things under control. Kody's like, what are you trying to say? And then Christine comes in with basically they all respect him. So are they basically all saying that they don't respect Kody? Well, what's going on here? But it must be different though, seeing another man who's got 3 wives and seeing how he runs his house. You know what I mean? How he runs his wives, and then look at yourself. But at the end of the day, if Joe does have this certain level of respect, that means he's been able to keep a very healthy relationship with every single one of his wives. Okay, it means he's been able to balance that in a very good way. And also, I like to also imagine that he's also got a very good balance with his children as well. I mean, listen, you can call it control if you like, but if the control is healthy, it's got the correct response to it, well, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? But Kody, on the other hand, as we look at his face right now, is like, I mean, I do try, but you know, I got 3 very challenging wives. Maybe I don't know. But no, he's got. Wait, hold on a minute. Kody's got 4 wives. What am I talking about? Hey, I'm losing my mind. Damn, yeah, my guy Joel's got 3, but either way, 3 or 4. Actually, no, having a 4th one is a whole big deal. That's a whole nother human being. That's a whole nother set of hormones. But anyway, we continue.
I think he just has a good communication style with them. That's just what I've seen.
Rah, so what? Is this like a dig of like Joe's got good communication styles with his wives and his children? Kody, maybe not so much. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, when you say these things, you're not saying them just for saying them. You're saying them because you're making something. You're making a point at the same time. You guys tell me otherwise and we'll talk about it. Come on now.
Openly affectionate with all 4 of my wives works in theory. We want it in theory. In practice, it's not easy at all.
This episode is funny. Oh my days. I mean, listen, we all know that in theory, it obviously didn't work out properly, did it now? But anyway.
Well, in theory, we don't want to have jealousy at all. I mean, in theory, we want to be able to completely be secure with ourselves and our relationship with Kody so that when Kody does anything for our sister wife, we're happy for them.
Or in theory, one of you was just looking out to take him all for yourself and not share with the other wives. Let's not forget that now, Robyn, okay?
I had a realization that the affection that he shows Vicky, or the affection he shows Valerie, doesn't take from me. It's part of our love and our relationship. And I had to keep relearning that. In order to become who I truly was, I had to understand that.
I mean, listen, when it comes to a man like Joe seems like as if he's got his whole house in order, man. You know what I mean? All the wives are happy. You know what I mean? They're secure. You know, even with the way they are together, they just look like a unit. But then again, at the same time, I guess because I'm seeing them for the first time, you know, and their fresh faces, it's always going to appear like that, isn't it? It's a shame that maybe, well, unless they did get their own show, but I'm assuming they didn't. It's a shame that they didn't get like a little spin-off, you know what I mean? So we can see how he lives his life and how obviously, you know, he has his wives and children, all that kind of stuff. That would have been very good to have 2 different shows of sister wives, you know what I mean? 2 different families so we can see the difference in dynamics. So I think having just one family, to be honest with you, probably wasn't that great to help. I don't want to say promote, but to help educate people on the polygamous lifestyle. I feel like having more than one family on air would have been so much better. And just like Joe's family should have been that one, if you ask me. But anyway, it is what it is. We continue.
Who think that sharing a kitchen can be abusive?
Well, if you're forcing somebody.
When Kody makes a statement, wives having the same kitchen is abusive, it makes me sad because I take it personal.
You know, I'm gonna tell you this now, right? Since in season 3, 7 in particular, the thing that I've learned about Janelle, about Mary the most, is that she cries and she's emotional just as much as Robyn, to be honest with you. I mean, Robyn's obviously worse, but like, I feel like the last couple of episodes that I've done, all I've seen is Mary cry upon cry, or whinge upon whinge, or, you know, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that she's in the wrong for feeling the way she's feeling, but I've just realized how much of an emotional wreck that she really is. I had no bloody idea, to be honest with you, but we continue.
Because I know that Janelle feels like I abused her in our relationship in the beginning.
Dun dun dun!
And that was not ever my intention. Janelle, I want you to know that. It wasn't ever my intention to be abusive to you.
No, it was a personality difference.
It was, to me, it was an issue of...
Nah, listen, do you know what though? I'm gonna lie to you, right? Janelle just gave me vibes of like, you know what's happened has happened, and I'm never gonna forgive you. She was like, it was just a personality thing. The fact that Janelle was so quick to be like, listen, in life, right? There was a difference when somebody has moved on for someone because they've forgiven you and they don't want to hold no grudges, compared to somebody has moved on from the situation but they don't care to resolve it. So whenever it comes up, I'm just gonna keep it cordial. Janelle's reaction, in my opinion, was I'm just gonna keep it cordial. Just saying.
I was raised in a way that I could say how I felt and I could say what I wanted. And that ended up looking abusive and feeling abusive. And I'm very sorry about that, Janelle. That was...
But why apologize? Okay. I'm not saying that Mary hasn't apologized for this before. You know, I'm not saying that, but obviously in the scene, it seems as if this is not necessarily the first time she's apologizing, but it seems as if this is like another apology that maybe Janelle was just like, I'm just over it, man. Like stop making a scene on it. Like it was done is done. I'll go Christine now anyway, so it's all good in the hood. And also, like, I just feel like Mary, she has a justification for everything, you know? Which isn't a bad thing, but it's just like, why you gotta drop the tears? Like, I just don't feel like it's genuine apologies, because like, why is there gotta be tears for it? Like, just be like, listen, you know what? Boom. What I did wasn't cool. It was wrong. Like, forgive me. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, we continue.
It's not ever my intention. It was just, well, I think it makes sense to have the cups go here. I think it makes sense to fold the laundry this way. I have a louder voice and I have a stronger voice. And I had not yet, in those years, learned to temper that. And there was...
It seems to me as if in those years you was just making sure that Janelle knew that you was the wife number one. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But okay, cool.
There's no role models for us to follow. I had no idea what I was. I had no idea that I could say what I wanted, or Kody had no idea that he was supposed to be listening for me.
We are family. It's not always going to come across the nicest way.
This is true. It's not always going to come across the nicest way at all. This is absolutely true.
We can learn to be kind to each other. I mean, this is part of our goal, and kind and safe. But it's a challenge, and we get in bad habits of not being kind and safe. So
I'll finish that sentence, to be honest with you. Mary needs to get over herself and stop whining like a little baby. At the end of the day, when Janelle came into the family or came into the marriage, you did not treat her correctly because of your communication. We're just going to run with that. But in reality, a few episodes back, or was it last season, you spoke about how Mary, it was this season, you spoke about how Mary coming in, about how Janelle coming in was difficult for you because she was able to do the one thing that you couldn't do, and that was to provide Kody with kids. It's quite interesting that the reason have now flipped, you know, like it's like you're adding another reason into it. Oh, you know, I wasn't horrible to you, you know, I wasn't trying to be, you know, evil to you or horrible to you on purpose. You know, it's just I've just always been someone that's taught to speak what I think. But then you said beforehand that her coming in made you jealous and angry, and you was bitter about it for a while because she could give Kody kids and you couldn't. And then when Christine came in, it was the same thing. Yeah, like I said, she justifies way too much. So you know what? She justifies in a bad way. I just feel like she's adding another reason now. Don't tell me about this nonsense about communication or all that kind of malarkey nonsense. No. So don't do that. You're lying now. Absolutely lying. But anyway, we continue. Well, that is that for episode 13, 14. Yeah. Nonetheless, though, you guys let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. I'll most certainly see you guys down there. But with that being said, though, as always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.